G'day and hi everyone, it is Milmo here, back for another disassembling video. Now, if you remember, I did those 60 elite weapons tokens, so I definitely have a fair few 3-star weapons to be going now, and I'm going to chuck in a few 4-star ones, just either some that I have heaps of or I don't really use or don't plan on upgrading. Anything with all these 3 stats in that I don't really see any future for, I will get rid of, so I'll choose a few of them and then we'll go on to our 3-star ones and chuck a whole bunch of them in there. Now hopefully from the 4-star ones, you're looking for things like duct tape, your silver paint, your polishing kits, all these things that are rare and hard to find, you can't craft in your armory, and you can only get them from disassembling these weapons. So they're the sort of things you're looking for. It's very hard to get them. They are like at a rare chance, so there's very small chance of getting them. So hopefully you can actually, or I can actually grab a few here. In regards to the 3-star ones, as you can see here, I get rid of all my 3-star weapons and just keep one of everything, just for the sake of having them, I guess. It's sort of like my 4-star things. It's just for the sake of having them, really. There may come a day where I get rid of them all, but for now I just keep one of every weapon and I'm choosing everything else, and we'll see how many we can actually get in total to disassemble and see what parts we can get. For the 3 stars, the things you sort of look for are like your epoxy resin, also you got a few other nice things like spray paint, your super glue, and all these sorts of things, which once again can't be crafted in your armory and can only be gained by disassembling from these weapons or getting them in the store and things like that. So they're the sort of rarer ones you're looking for. They are the 3-star sort of aspects that you're looking for, but also these 4-star aspects. So certain ones can actually be crafted in the armory and then certain ones can't. If you do want to know that, all you have to do is go into your items and it will actually tell you in the description below the item whether it can be disassembled from weapons or whether it can be crafted in the armory. So if you are curious about any of that, just go into your items in your inventory and just have a check under the description. It will actually tell you. I can start blurting out what you can and can't make, but at the end of the day, it's right there in front of you in your inventory in the items section there, so there's no need for me to actually start doing that. So basically, as I said, when it comes to 3 and 4-star items in regards to your weapons and what you need, you can make some of them, you can't make some of them, so that's when you have to start assembling your rare and ultra rare weapons to try and get those things to get not only level 3 stats, which is more inclined to the 4-star items, but also level 2 stats, which use some 3-star items. So it's one of those things you actually need parts. So I know weapons storage is a bit different to characters and things like that. We're not limited in how many we can store, and you think you might be able to keep them all. But at the end of the day, now with this armory, it's if you have a heap of something, you're better to disassemble it and sort of advance your current weapons than have a whole heap of weapons that you're not really using. So that's definitely my advice, is if you do have a lot of them, definitely disassemble. If you can afford to disassemble them, do it. If you can't, hold off and wait until you get a big chunk and then try. It's one of those things where you got to weigh up, do you want to sacrifice 3 weapons for upgrading 1 weapon and things like that. At the end of the day, probably that the problems with the armory at the moment is that critical rate on level 3, as you've seen me blow up about. It doesn't always succeed, so you can disassemble a whole heap of 4-star weapons, get what you need, and then it still fails at critical, so you're only getting the success bonus, which is not really what you're looking for, and then you got to start again on the weapon. So it's sort of one of those things you got to think through when you're disassembling these weapons. So as you can see there, with 96 weapons there, so what was it, about 91 3-star weapons and 5 4-star weapons we got in there. So like I said, hopefully with the 4-star weapons I can grab some duct tape, polishing kits or something like that. 3 stars, I wouldn't mind some spray paint and a few other things I'm missing. I'll just actually check, like your epoxy resin I've got a fair bit of, super glue I've got a fair bit of, but like I said, anything like the super glue, epoxy resin, or even the spray paint, anything like that, these 3-star ones that are hard to come by, is definitely what I'm looking for with these 3-star weapons. 4-star weapons, we're looking for polishing kits, silver paint, duct tape, all those things that we need to upgrade the weapons. Hopefully we can get some decent there. I just saw a few super glue come out, which is nice. We're getting a lot of common things like your trigger mechanisms and things like that, which is unfortunate because you can pretty much make those in your armory, so it's quite bad to be getting them. Yeah, like you got your safety mechanisms, yeah, gun action, your wooden, you just got open sights as you saw there. So definitely a lot of common things coming out, and a lot of these things you can craft in your armory, which is unfortunate, but like I said, to actually get these rarer ones in the 3-star and the 4-star range that you can't craft in your armory, it's only got a rare chance of actually it being disassembled from these weapons. So that's why you're not seeing a whole heap of influx of things that we actually need, but rather things that we have a ton of and don't really need any more of. Got a few laser sights there, which ain't that bad. Once again, you can craft them, but we won't be too disappointed. Yeah, a bunch of common stuff coming out here that you can craft. Got a few welding. Oh, yes, nice spray paints. I just saw the spray paints, and like I was about to say, we've got a few welding rods actually. I've got a ton of those. For some reason, I never struggle in getting the welding rods. It's more the spray paint I struggle with. The polishing kits, also the duct tape. I struggle with them more than I do anything else. I got plenty of super glue, and also a few of other the 3-star things, like I was saying, the welding rods and things like that. But there's just certain things. The epoxy resin I have quite a bit of too, but I just rarely get this spray paint. That's probably my biggest 3-star item that I'm missing, is the spray paint. And then, you know, I sort of move on to the duct tape, is probably my biggest thing that I miss in regards to 4 stars, and I need a lot of those things for my weapons upgrades, which annoys me when it fails on the critical and you're using your duct tape and things like that and it's failing. It's quite annoying. So as you can see, 17 open sights, 18 gun actions, safety mechanisms, another 18 of them, welding rods, 13 of them. Like I said, I don't really struggle with the welding rods. I get a ton of them all the time. Gun sights, 7, laser sights, 3 of those. You can craft those. They are a 4-star item, but you can craft those. Ammo mechanism, got 5 of those. Wooden stock, 9 of those. Gun strap, 10. Iron pummel, 12. Grip, 10. Baling wire, I only got 1 of those. Usually get heaps. Rubbing pad, 12. Grip tape, you know, super glue, 6 of those. That's really nice. Always get a good amount of those, which is nice because they're used for a lot of good things. Also, a lot of like level 2 stats is what they are used for. Sheet brass, same with them. Proxy resin, 6 of those. Spray paints, I only got 2 spray paints, which is disappointing. That's probably the thing I lack the most in the 3-star range, is those spray paints. It's really quite annoying because you need them for quite a few things, and I'm constantly having to put off weapon upgrading, trying to chase those spray paints for level 3 stats and things like that. Unfortunately, no duct tape, no polishing kits, no silver paint, but I wasn't expecting much from those 5-star weapons. I don't really get much from my 4-star weapons, sorry, not 5, but per usual, thank you for watching.